Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. Today we're taking a look at the new, you've been waiting for it was highly requested, Mama Pat's Eye Ecstasy Kit. As you can see, we're at Maddie's house. I had mentioned on the community board that I wanted to film this video later in the week because I don't have the 6 pans with me. I also wanted to do comparison swatches, but I was getting a little anxious and I figured I already have the kit. Let's get some eye looks in. If you want to see pan comparisons, head over to our friends Mel and Michele. On their videos, they'll have the palettes back to back. Michele has comparison swatches on her video. We love them both. It's always worth a visit. So if you want to see those comparisons, head over and I will link their videos down below. If you just want to see today in this video, product details, maybe 3 looks, and my thoughts on the kit, then please keep on watching. Hello my friends, if it's your first time here, my name is Alicia and thank you so much for stopping by. Kinky Sweat represents my kinky hair and sweat life. I'm a fitness professional who loves beauty, all things makeup, skin, and hair. But I also love fitness and love to teach. So if you want to head over to my Instagram, you'll find my daily movement adventures there. And for my schedule, workshop, and pop-up event dates, then you can head over to my website. I have eye ecstasy on my eyes today. I used this yesterday as well. I attempted to film this yesterday, but it was a disaster. So I'm gonna do this again. Okay, I got my notes, I'm prepared today. Here is the Eye Ecstasy Kit. This retails for $48, but the full retail value is $78. You get the eyeshadow palette, a mini Fetish Eyes mascara, and the little loose pigment here. Now this is packaged in typical Pat McGrath, well, if it's not her eyeshadow palette or even her lip products, in the sequins bag thingamajig. She definitely wants to make an impression, I'll give her that. If you ever bought her pigment kits before her eyeshadow palette launch, they basically all come packaged like this. Her mini gloss sets as well, her mini matte trans sets as well. So it's not the most practical packaging because the sequins gets everywhere. It really does. And I actually pour all the sequins in a big vase. It's like the only DIY decorative project I've ever conducted. That's as far as it's gonna get for me. So I'm gonna save this and put all the sequins in my vase. But here is the actual palette. It comes in this printed sleeve because the actual palette, it is just, if I could slide it out, geez. It is just black matte cardboard. This is very much a step down in terms of packaging from her usual designs. If you know her mothership palettes, they come in these immaculately designed boxes that are pretty much pieces of art, as well as her minis. This is just a basic black cardboard magnetic closure 6-pan eyeshadow palette. On the actual sleeve, you do have her signature logo here in Boston Gold and Pat McGrath Labs on the front. On the back, you'll have all the ingredients for the eyeshadow shades and a mini graph that displays the shade names. You get a mini Fetish Eyes mascara. This is actually a deluxe mini sample. You get 5 milliliters of product, which is kind of ballpark average for a deluxe mini size mascara. Well, the NARS Climax Mini is 2.36 milliliters, so I think that's like the smallest amount out of all the minis I've seen on Sephora. The Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir comes in at 6 milliliters. The Benefit, they're real, like 4 point something milliliters. So this is actually a great buy because the big mascara is 8 milliliters. So you're only getting 3 milliliters less, and with the kit, it's not a bad perk. The Angel Dust Mini Pigment comes in at 1 gram or 0.035 ounces. And each pan in the 6-pan palette comes in at 1 gram each, or again 0.035 ounces of product. Now the 6-pan mini mothership palettes weighs in at 2 grams per pan. The total net weight of the palette is 12 grams, so you're getting 2 grams per pan, but this you're only getting 1. So it is half the amount. The whole set with the shadow palette, mini mascara, and mini pigment is $48, but the 6-pan palettes retail for $55. It's very close, so you kind of have to decide off the bat if you want to invest in the bigger pans, even though you're not going to get the smaller perks, or you are okay with getting less product in the shadow palette, but you're getting the mini mascara and the mini pigment. Let's move into the swatches. We'll do our eye looks, and then I'll wrap up with my final thoughts in the end. Does this sound like a good agenda? Okay. Afterglow is a luminous platinum champagne. So pretty. Paradiso is a velvet sienna brown. This I have on my crease and lid and lower lash line. That's a good matte, okay? Lesson is a deep bronzed rose metallic. Is it? No, that's Liquid Sin. Liquid Sin, excuse me, is a gleaming antique gold. That is a beautiful shade. I will tell you right now, this metallic formula is very much consistent with the formula in her 6-pan palette. Absolutely. If there was any cutbacks, it was in the packaging. The formula is dead on the same. Dark Matter is a creamy, blackened gray. That's a deep gray. Dark Matter exists in Dark Star if you already have that from her Opulence line. But it's nice that it's in here. You know, we could always use a black in a palette. It's helpful. Now we have Le Sin. Deep bronzed rose metallic. I have Le Sin on my lids with Paradiso, and this color is so good. Amnesia is a metallic rose taupe. This is a beautiful shade. I applied this lid, crease, and lower lash line and just buffed it all out on my lid. Gorgeous shade. So here are all the colors from the palette. If you wanted to quickly go over some comparisons that come to mind, Paradiso can be compared to Throwing Shade in the Bronze Ambition Mini. Also, Burning Desire can never escape the sirens, no matter where I go. This also can be compared to Burning Desire from Bronze Temptation. Burning Desire is a little lighter than Paradiso, but I'll tell you something about this matte. If you have all of Pat's palettes, because I do, a lot of her browns, especially in Sublime, Subversive, even Bronze Ambition, they look brown in the pan, but when you get to applying them and blending them out, they blend out a lot deeper in color than how they appear in the pan. Even Throwing Shade from Bronze Ambition, it looks very brown in pan, but when you get it in, it turns very smoky and dark fast. Burning Desire is the only matte. That's not true. Bronze Seduction also. Thing is Disobedient is either Disobedient or Entrapment. It's Entrapment. Entrapment is the other one from Bronze Seduction that might be similar to Paradiso, but I love this shade because I'll tell you why. It stays that reddish brown shade when you blend it into your crease. It doesn't turn darker, it just becomes richer in color, which is what I was waiting for a long time from Mama Pat because I love her mattes. They have a lot of color, a lot of pigmentation, not a lot of kick up in the pan, they go on smooth, and it's bold right off the bat. This brown stays this brown when you blend it out. It's not like with Subversive, when you start blending out the deep shade, it just gets really, really deep fast and doesn't stay as brown as it appears in the pan. I really appreciate this matte for that reason, and I'll go more into it if I think it's worth it if you have all the Mothership palettes. Paradiso is really, really nice. Afterglow, you're gonna have a lot of comparisons. Again, Bronze Ambition, Guilt Trip, and oh man, I forgot the name of it. That one. All the glow nude shades from the big Mothership palettes might be similar in nature. This is a beautiful shade to put on your brow bone, inner corner highlight. But again, because it's still goldy champagne, I feel you will encounter a similar shade in Bronze Ambition. Even Dark Star. Dark Star has like a champagne-y shade in there as well. La Vie en Roses Metallic is a little more gold than champagne if I could remember correctly. Liquid Sin, same. I feel this can be compared to the shades in Bronze Ambition. Amnesia and Le Sin, I feel are, if I could think from the top of my head. La Vie en Rose might have like a similar purpley shade, but these are more like plummy in nature and rose in nature. With all details and theoretical comparisons put aside, I'm gonna take this eye look off and I'll meet you back in on the close-up. All right, we've been refreshed, but before we move on to the looks, I forgot to swatch Angel Dust. I'm sorry. I'm gonna do it next to Afterglow. Angel Dust is a really pretty pigment. It has great reflectivity, great shine. It pretty much takes on the same characteristics as her pressed astral shades, the pressed astral shades in her big Mothership palettes that give really nice glitz and shine. So if you want that sparkle, you got it in this kit. And some manufacturing details I forgot to include. All shadows are manufactured in the USA. The pigment and the mini mascara are made in Italy. Because the shadows are manufactured in the USA, they're not required to suggest a shelf life. I feel Pat's recommended shelf life usually runs from 12 to 18 months, if I can remember correctly from her bigger Mothership palettes and her minis. The pigment is 24 months. I believe it says here on the label. Yeah, 24 months, baby. You got this for a little bit. And with all those details out of the way, I will not set the lid because I'll tell you why. I become a lot braver when it comes to Pat's mattes. The first look I want to start off with is just one single metallic shadow. The metallics in here are very much on par with the ones found in her 6-pan minis. Exceptional smoothness, easy blendability, and color impact that will just knock your socks off. You could apply any of these shades alone on the lid, crease, and lower lash line. I'm going to start off with Amnesia. Unset lid with the Too Faced Born This Way Multi Concealer in Natural Beige, which will be our prep for all eye looks going forward. Taking my Sonia G, builds a 3. In with Amnesia, and just look how beautiful this metallic is right off the bat. Amazing. I overloaded the brush, so I got a little bit of kickback, but it's very little. First, take that shadow all over the lid, like all the way up into the crease as well. Taking my refer brush in P07A with Amnesia, and now I'm gonna work that into the crease, looking down so I can see where I'm blending. And no, you can make it more round in terms of how it ends. You could stop here. So making sure all product has been deposited on the lid and crease, I now start to take that brush out a little bit, tracing what you could already see like a V type of silhouette here already for me, as far as where my brow point ends. And then I just work it from that point in back and forth. But look how much we blended that shade out and how it still maintains its richness in color. That's the extraordinary thing about Pat's metallics. You can manipulate them as much as you like. You could apply them dry, you could apply them wet, you can blend them out, but look how rich that looks from lash line to crease. See what I'm saying? Now my Hakuhodo J5523 with Amnesia. Just pulling that under the lash line and connecting it to the top. If you want, you can stop here, or you can take dark matter and blow it in to the outer corner to make it more smoky. I'm gonna leave this as is because I just want this to be a single shadow look. What I will do is go in with Afterglow with my Refer number 3 pencil brush, tracing that around the corner of the eye, kicking off any fallout that might have occurred. You could just leave Afterglow on its own, or you can take your pinky with Angel Dust and press it onto Afterglow, bringing it in towards the lash line as well a little bit. Such a pretty pigment. This camera is not doing it justice. It's picking up the shine, but it also has a lot of pink in there as well. That's a little better. I lightened you up. Taking my P70A again and just refining the edges of Amnesia. All right, friends, I'm gonna slap on some lashes, do the other eye, and I'll be right back. Eyes up close with Lily lashes in the style Diamonds. Pat McGrath's Fetish eyes on the lower lashes. On the lips, we have her Liquid Lust gloss in Dare to Bear. I wanted to keep this eye look very simple and just show you the versatility of her metallics if you haven't dived into them already with her other mothership palettes. Like, the quality was not sacrificed in this kit for sure. Packaging, absolutely. It's just a cardboard 6-pan magnetic palette. Very cheap compared to her other palette designs. But this shadow, like, just one color, crease, lid, lower lash line, done. If you want, you could probably use Paradiso as the blend out shade and then put Amnesia in after. But look how easy it was to just blend out Amnesia on its own without any transition shade. I'd even set the lid. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what you think down below, and let's move on to look number 2. We're gonna be brave and not set. Can you believe it? Oh my god. Weighing Goss number 16 with Paradiso. It does have a mirror. I find pretty helpful in applying eye makeup. Whole face, maybe not so much. Did not set the Too Faced concealer. We're just gonna go straight in. I'm sorry that I look gray on camera. It's very gray outside, and although I like it to be gray because I feel it allows the shades to look true to color, it looks a little too cool for my liking today. It's just super overcast. I'm pulling this throughout the crease, and I'm being a little messy with it as well. I want to blow out the shade a lot, pulling it out to my usual V. So this is what I'm saying. Usually if I took deep dark from Subversive or Sublime, even throwing shade from Bronze Ambition, this will already turn really dark in the crease and outer V. But look how true to brown it still remains. And if you want to increase the richness on the outer corner, you could take a smaller packer brush to create that intensity. Oh, that looks a little better. We're looking a little more golden now. Now, can you stay like that? That's the question. Hakuhodo J5523 with Paradiso on the lower lash line. I love this shade, and I know $48 is a lot to spend just for wanting one shade, but man. Maddie, hello. What are you doing? Next up, we'll take Lesson with my Refer 02 shader brush, just so you can see how it looks dry. Not too bad, eh? I will go in with this wet, or you can carve out the lid a little bit just to have a better foundation for some adherence, and then go in with it from there. Taking my Max Fix Plus and really punching up the shine on the lid here. I'm using the tip of the brush to kind of make a faux cut crease. It's not precise by any means of the imagination, but just to kind of carve out that area of the eye. Liquid Sin, same brush, but just the inner third of the lower lash line. I feel this adds really nice brightness and gold to the look. Wow, it's very loud out there. Excuse me. Refer number 3 pencil brush with Afterglow on the inner corner. Got a little bit of fallout, but no biggie. Gonna brush it away and use the tip of the Wayne Holiday 2017 brush just to kind of judge the edges of Paradiso. All right, friends, let's do the other eye, get these lashes on, and I'll be right back. Again, Lily lashes in the style Diamonds, Pat's Fetish Eyes mascara on the lower lashes. On the lip, I have the Too Faced Peach Puff Diffuse Matte Lip Color in You Wish. I love Paradiso. I know it's like whatever, it's brown, but it's Pat's brown. The richness in color, the ease of blend, the saturation sustained throughout the blending is just phenomenal, and I feel it just adds a really beautiful smoky touch to the eye without having to rely on dark matter. If you want to take it there, which we will in the next look, you have a choice too, but if you want it to be softer, maybe a smoky daily kind of thing, you can rely on Paradiso for that. Listen, is Le Beautiful. I love the shade, and also if you want it, take a little bit of angel dust, just pat it right on Let's Sync similar color profile and add some nice sparkle to the lid. Quickly, easily, use your fingers. I feel is best when applying this on the lid on any of the metallic shades in this palette. You could even apply on the lower lash line, the crook of it if you like, wing liner if you wanted to take it there. Again, I just love the tone of this brown and how beautiful it looks when diffused. All right, let's do one more look. I won't go nuts today. I'll be nice to you, lids. We'll use Dark Matter, maybe Liquid Sin on the lid, and we'll take it from there. I know we could use Paradiso as a transition shade and then follow up with Dark Matter on the outer inner thirds, but I kind of just want to apply Dark Matter by itself. Is that okay? I just want to see. Dark Matter with my Hakuhoro J at 5529. I'm gonna start tracing the crease. I'm gonna get it on there first. Very messily, no biggie. And kind of create a makeshift triangle point because we're gonna blend that out. Now with my Refer P07A. No product, I'm just gonna start manipulating the edges of Dark Matter. We could definitely see when blended out how it takes on more of a gray hue for sure. Now with Dark Matter, same brush, and I'm gonna start to build up the color a little bit. Taking it out on my usual V point. Switching back to my Hakuhoro 5529 just to finesse the inner part of the lid. Looking down so I can see what I'm doing. Making sure this gradient is smooth. Well, that's just gorgeous. I don't need you, Paradiso. I don't. That's really pretty. I'm gonna get a little cut creasy. Just a little bit. Same Too Faced multi-use concealer in Natural Beige with my MAC 195. Just to pat it down because I want Liquid Sin to really pop. Then I use my finger to feather the edges. These are not precise edges by any means. But see how that lined up the space? I feel would just make for a great foundation for that placement of color. Refer 02. Oh wow. Do you see that? That's crazy. I had to bring you in for this. Amazing. My friends, that was apply dry. Just so you know. Hakuhoro J5529, feathering the edges with Dark Matter in between that and Liquid Sin. Brushing in, wipe, brush in. Taking Le Sin under the lower lash line with my Refer number 2. I'm really trying to smoke this out as well. I know it looks weird because it's so dark on the lash line and very light on the bottom, but I don't care. You know, it's different. I'm gonna take some of that pigment, pop it around the center of the lower lash line though. That's what I'm gonna do. You could do a wing, but I forgot my Perma Precision Liner. It's not on my makeup bag. What we'll do is complete the other eye, slap on these lashes, and be back with the final look. Look number 3 complete. Same Lily lashes in the style diamonds. And I forgot to mention during the demo, I applied Afterglow on the inner corners. Oh, I forgot to apply Lower Lash Mascara. Hold on, please. Oh, much better. On the lips, I have Pat's Liquid Lust Gloss in the shade For Real. I know it looks a little crazy, but that shade, I mean, I already knew how great Dark Matter was from using it in Dark Star, but I love Liquid Sin on the lid. Yeah. If you wanted, you could go in Paradiso instead as a transition shade and use Dark Matter just to intensify and smoke out the outer V, or you just use Dark Matter as a smoky wing. That's also a nice idea. I like Listen on the lower lash line. You could very much kept it simple. Dark Matter on the crease, lower lash line so it can look really smoky. You know, I like to pair my shadows. I like to do the half and half type of thing. And Angel Dust under the lash line looks really nice. It gets that spotlight effect right under the lashes. It's like, look at me. Do you need this or not? Let's talk about it. For someone who has all of Mother Pat's shadows, practically saying you don't need it. If you have any of Pat's palettes, they are works of art on their own. Point blank. That's part of the reason why we purchased Pat McGrath eyeshadows. Yes, the quality is outstanding. I would say she has one of the best glitzy, high-performing shadows on the market. Any of those glitzy, sparkly shades, they stay on for like 12 hours. The shine is still there. The richness is present. The staying power on those freaking things is unreal. The mattes, outstanding. They blend out so well. Buttery, smooth. They have a lot of punch. The matte quality is outstanding, and the metallics across the board are very much consistent, like I said, with her other 6-pan mini palettes. And Michele Wong also brought this point up. The reason why Pat released this ecstasy kit is to gain more customers. Let's just say in my fitness industry, I only taught an advanced body conditioning class. I'm only going to attract a certain number of people who don't feel intimidated by my class, who already know what they're getting into. My client base will not change. If I added a beginner conditioning class sometime during the week, I will attract more clients. They'll say, oh, she breaks down the exercises more. They're not as advanced as her other class. Maybe I can take it. It's the same with Pat McGrath. I would say the price point is probably one of the most intimidating things about her products. The heaviness of the palette, the boxes, how beautifully they're designed. They are works of art, like I said before, and when you see it initially, you think, how am I going to use this? It's a lot to take in. She has a lot of textures in one palette, especially her 10-pan palettes. You have the matte, the glitzy pressed astral shades, the metallic shades, and anything else in between. If you're not a makeup lover, yeah, you're not gonna buy it. But if you want to experience her formula, because her formula is outrageously good, you will have an opportunity to do so with this Eye Ecstasy palette. It's not super fancy like her 6-pan or 10-pan designs. It's just black soft matte magnetic with a little mirror. Get 1 gram each per pan, but they perform well. I have all of Pat's palettes, okay, you know. For someone who bounces around, who travels a little bit, I would like to bring Pat along sometimes, but I ain't bringing her 10-pan palette with me. I'm not bringing the mothership on the carry-on, okay? I don't want to bring the 6-pan either because they're smaller, but I still feel they're a little bulky in size. I want to bring Pat with me, and this is a lot more convenient for me to do so with. So practically speaking, yes, if you have all of Pat's eyeshadow palettes, this is probably not necessary because, again, a part of the experience in buying a Pat McGrath item is the packaging and just the overall presentation, and more importantly, the performance of the shadows, which is phenomenal. If you're looking to buy Pat and spending $125 on one palette isn't your thing, but if you want to experience her mask, her metallic formula, which is again outstanding, you'll have an opportunity to do so with this palette. The Angel Dust shade is basically a loose powder version of her pressed astral glitter shades that are usually like, they come in two, they got the duochrome, and then they have like the astral pink or astral orchid something. You know, people are funny. You might prefer the loose version better. I know a lot of people who hate those shades, those astral shades. They feel they get everywhere, they're dry, they don't adhere, la. This pretty much is like the duochrome astral shades you'll find in her mothership palettes. But this is convenient in that you can manipulate it like you want. If you don't want it in a pressed form, you have it in loose form. You could put mixing medium with it. You can do whatever you want with it. This just allows for a wider scope of manipulation options when anything comes in a loose pigment form, right? They might prefer this, even though I feel this is harder to apply because you gotta pour it out, With the pressed version, you just gotta dip press, and you're done. You might prefer this more. If you really love loose pigments and that's your thing, then this kit will be great for you. If you didn't want to dive into the full-size mascara and you'll have an opportunity to try the mini, this is also great. If you don't like it, it's not so much of a waste if you were to buy the bigger vial for the mascara. $48 for 6 of Pat's shadows, actual pigment that's going to last you 2 years and will probably more than that because you get quite a bit. You get 1 gram, not too bad. 5 milliliters of mascara. I would say this kit is really for the person who does not own Pat McGrath products, can get a little bit of a sampler deal and not feel like they have to invest in her other products. For those who already own Pat, it's an indulging purchase. It really is. I love it because it's Pat and I feel the shades in here are quite beautiful. If you want to keep the 10 pan and the 6 pans home and you want something to bring along, then yes, this is something worth buying if you know you're going to travel a lot and you want to bring Pat with you, or you just like to buy Pat like me. That's how I feel about the mini. It's not really for us Pat fans. It's really for the client who is usually intimidated by her design, by her shadows, by her overall presentation of makeup. If the Pat McGrath Lab squad feels they need new customers, then this is the way to do it. This is Pat McGrath for beginners. The outstanding thing about this kit is that she did not sacrifice on the quality. Quality of the mattes and the metallics still stay strong. They are immaculate in performance. You saw in the demo how beautifully they blend. The richness of the metallic shades, I mean, the shades themselves are just so gorgeous, and I feel this is a great opportunity for you to experience that if you haven't tried Pat shadows. If you don't even want to deal with her 6-pan palettes, then get the Eye Ecstasy Kit. Let me know what you think down below. If you have the Eye Ecstasy Kit, if you are a hardcore Pat fan, if you've never bought Pat and you're like not looking to invest $125 or even $55, $48 is close to $55, but you get the 6-pan eyeshadow palette, the Angel Dust Loose Pigment, and the mini mascara. So not a bad deal as a Pat McGrath sampler package. If you have it, you're not too sure about it, you don't know what to do with it, maybe this video will help you in order to provide some inspiration for some looks. And yeah, let me know what you think down below and we'll take it from there. And that, my friends, is a wrap. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video helped. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And until then, I'll see you on here again with another chit chat, get ready with me, demo or review, or Pat McGrath video. Take care and I'll see you again soon.